John Craniac.
David Carter.
My name's Harold Lucas.
Kim Witt.
Dan Schwabi. I feel like I'm in the Three Stooges there.
James Wintrow. Jared Reese.
Catherine Kapinski.
My favorite part.
Wait, what's your name?
Damian Nelson. I missed that part of the instruction code, so excited. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, what ride do I run to? Back then or now? Because I promoted the Eagle, I will always love the Eagle.
Which ride would I run to? A little different because I have my grandkids with me.
Maybe the Whistler.
I'm gonna outsmart him and I'm gonna go left and go to Goliath.
Virgin Bull. The ride I'm running to is going to be, this may sound cliche, but Batman the Ride.
I go back to my favorite, the American Eagle.
I think the best first ride is Whistler because it's just fun.
The Demon.
Believe it or not, I like to go to the railroad.
Probably the first ride we hit is Viper.
Oh, easy, the Wizard.
Goliath.
We'll probably hit Superman first.
What my heart really wants to go on is for sure Viper. Wizard. Wizard would be my first ride to go to.
I started at the American Eagle, so I would probably go to the Eagle.
It's interesting how these things come together, you know, things that you never expect. I didn't expect to lose my friend. I was just trying to look out for the team. It was a very volatile time in the organization. I almost decided it wasn't a smart move and make sure that the place was protected and doing well.
I think it's a tremendous opportunity and an awesome responsibility. As you look around, we talk a lot about at our park about the unique theme park experience. There is a very much a sense of family and community. Yeah, this is home.
As a kid, I played in the cornfield that this place exists. I knew the family who owned the house across the street, so we could see the construction and we could see all the building that was going on. Yeah, it was an exciting time.
There was a lot of excitement because Gurney was really nothing.
I was here as they were still building some of the park. I originally worked for Park Services, whatever needed to be done to get the park going, we did it, I've been working 7 days a week, 10, 12 hours to get ready for opening day.
You had Carousel Plaza at the very beginning. If you went to the right, you were at Hometown Square. Then you went to County Fair. County Fair took you all the way around to the Yukon Territory. Yukon Territory took you into Yankee Harbor. Yankee Harbor took you into New Orleans, and then that would loop you right back to the front gate.
It was representative of America. It was a cross-section of America representing all the lands within. And I think it was beyond, it was more like North America than just the United States of America. I mean, the park opening in 1976, celebrating the bicentennial, It's quite perfect, right?
It was exciting, it was new, it was something nobody had seen around here.
It was just so massive. Like you walk in, you were lost.
Bright, colorful, lots going on, place that you could be happy.
Marion's Great America is dedicated with pride to millions of people who will come through the gates of this park in the years ahead. As you go through this park, may you enjoy many fun-filled hours, and in leaving, take with you a lasting sense of the greatness of America.
When the park opened, people came here for the shows.
And the shows were really important at that time in particular because there were fewer rides for people to go on. So it was a prized thing to do during the day.
And people would line up half hour before the shows.
In those days, we had the live orchestras. It was amazing, and the talent that we found on a regular basis was amazing as well.
Part of the park was a circus before the big tent was over in County Fair. That was open, but they had trapeze, tightrope walkers. There was an elephant here, a bear, a lion, 2 dolphins, and 3 chimpanzees.
We would go after hours and meet with the trainers over there. Kind of go pet the dolphins, and that was kind of fun, you know.
And one chimpanzee was called Zippy. They used to put roller skates on, and we'd go down to the cafeteria and eat with us.
In the music hall, when I first started in '79, there was a show called Silver Screen. And it was all movie musical songs, basically, in that.
The Bugs Bunny Show. That was a must-do. You had to go see the Bugs Bunny Show.
Which was sort of a staged, like late night talk show sort of thing, which was Bugs Bunny's life story.
They had a lot of outdoor entertainment also.
The parade to me was one of the most exciting things in the park. You have to be out in the park and you're with other performers. And it was fun.
They had, in Yukon territory, they had these climbers that would climb up these 2 big tree poles and cut off the top and race back down.
And they were like from northern Minnesota or something, 2 guys, and they could also roll logs.
We entertained millions of people every year, but the Marriott years were incredibly special. I think of all of the wonderful, talented people that shared their talents with us.
The food was themed to the area. Like in Orleans Place, we had a buffet Le Grand that would have French food.
There was the root beer stand where you could get root beer for a nickel.
And Captain Morgan's and Yankee Harbor had seafood.
Deep fried ice cream. That was really good. Chili cheese dogs that were like a foot long, and it was just like smothered in this chili and like cheese sauce all over it. We'd like crush the entire thing. And Andre's French fries. Really liked Andre's French fries. Maggie Brown's had fried chicken. And the ice cream at, I think it was called the Firehouse. It was in Hometown Square. They had really great ice cream and big, like banana splits and sundaes. Before you left, you had to get the funnel cake. And you always got the funnel cake by the Wizard. That's the funnel cake stand you would get on the way out of the park. You'd get your funnel cake, we'd have our little sundae, and then we would leave.
So I was hired to work in the food service department. And to go find the restaurant you were supposed to be working in was just a chore all by itself. And this was my costume back in the days. I worked in the county fair area.
So it was just really nice to go around and see all that. Even the rides were themed.
See that carousel turning round and around there. It's a fantasy. Take a ride, you'll see.
I love the carousel, which is a simple ride, I know, but it's so nostalgic.
That is the icon of Great America, that carousel. And still to this day when I walk in, you have to take a picture every time you go to the park in front of the carousel.
Carousel, that takes you back to, really, I've been here since the park first opened. My dad has pictures of when they were building it. I don't know how he was able to get on property, but he has pictures of them making the front gate.
And just there's something magical about being at Great America with that like iconic entrance with the reflection on,
And that music, that Great America music,
Horses glide along, turning round and around there. It's a fantasy, make believe. Take a journey on a merry-go-round.
it just sets the stage for your day.
And wow, like it's still here. After all this time, and it's still majestic.
It's magic, even now.
First thing I did was turn of the century. I loved it. That was my favorite ride in those early years. Turn of the century became Demon.
And instead of having the two vertical loops after you come down off the first hill, there was two camelback hills.
And these are our forefathers, right? They took it down that path, and Demon has been an iconic. They did what? It was Turn of the Century was an original, and they added loops and made it Demon, and Demon in the song that it's the Demon.
The demon is a master, but the smiles are the faster. They will sneak up behind you.
It is weird, right? Like it is kind of like what I like it. It's like this kind of kitschy, strange.
Have you ever seen a demon? You're gonna find out about the demon.
Well, I like the Wizard. Everybody loves the Wizard. It's just a fun, for a lot of kids, their first coaster ever.
Wizard was a big problem the first year. When they built the ride, it wasn't a catwalk, so you couldn't walk the guests down. I can remember loading a young lady off break one who was frightened to be up there. And she wouldn't get out of the car. Finally, I convinced her to get out of the car, and then I carried her down the walkway. It was fun times. Nobody ever got hurt.
We love the Edge. We love the Edge. I would always run to the Tidal Wave.
First coaster I worked on was Tidal Wave. And actually that was one of my favorite rides to ride. So early in the morning, we would be working on other rides, and if they were testing it, we would run over there and get on.
The very first day was where they were test running the Yankee Clipper, and they had a jam up at going into the station. The mechanical electrical manager asked some guys to get in the water, and it was a hot day that day. It was funny. A bunch of guys kicked their boots off and they jumped in the reservoir. He needed them in the truck, but the guys are out there swimming around. It was interesting first day.
I worked on the train. If you were the conductor at the back of the train, you got to say the spiel. They did not have a canned script. And so, I mean, some of them were true, but it was really fun. You could add your own little jokes. Well, I know at the end I would say, have a great day at Marriott's Great America.
Marriott treated you like family. They were good to everybody, you know.
I think a lot of people feel that maybe Marriott should have extended their ownership a little longer. And at Great America, many people have said that the Marriott era was the golden era. And I think a lot of that is newness and freshness, right? The park had just opened, and it was the thing, and it was done a certain way, and that certain way worked then. But a lot of people were very proud of what was delivered during that time. I think Marriott was trying to get out of the business of theme parks because it wasn't part of their core business, right? I think it was an opportunity for Six Flags that they were smart to capitalize on.
And Six Flags really was more of the expert in the theme park business anyway. Marriott was obviously very good in lodging and food and beverage, but Six Flags was the expert in the theme park world at that point.
Looking back at the commercials that were made, they were definitely much more family-oriented, not as thrill factor in them, and that definitely changed when we went to Six Flags. It's all about the thrills.
There was an old ride called the Tidal Wave, which was super popular here. when the decision was made to take that ride out. People weren't really happy about that at the time.
We as a company and a park were willing to take a risk on an unknown manufacturer and challenge them to put something together that people would love.
And I had just the guy to pursue it with, and that was Walter Wolliger. He said, I can do that. And I said, well, okay, so let's do it.
And they'll tell you that this is their kind of their own park, right? That that was where they got started. We built Iron Wolf with them before they were B&M.
It was a roller coaster, and it had the sitting below the track, but it wasn't fixed. So you would just go through curves and you would swing. I think that's pretty cool. But what if you could go through loops? And until you went through loops, it's not finished. I had complete confidence in Walter in terms of the ride design and what it was going to do.
They were like, we want something special and unique, and I think they worked together to come up with that coaster design.
Batman the Ride, we introduced the world's first inverted looping roller coaster. And it was a game changer for the industry. Batman, that was huge for this park because there was nothing that was ever like that when it opened.
I do recall when it was being installed here at Great America that it was originally going to be called a thrill attraction. And they didn't know what to call it because the world had never seen an inverted coaster. We had suspended coasters. Nobody's had an inverted. That is now a stock model for B&M.
I got to go to Switzerland to B&M to go review the design. And they said, well, we're bringing our wives. You want to bring your wife too? I'll bring her.
It was a wonderful trip.
Claude Mabiard had her sitting in the car.
They were looking at how are we going to work on the safety straps to make them as safe as possible for everyone.
She had an operations background, so they were asking her opinion. I'm standing off to the side. Oh, go ahead.
And how especially where you have the fastened in between the crotch, just how things needed to fit and fit tight enough so that people didn't kind of wiggle one way or the other.
So then we started seeing it on other rides, other manufacturers were using it, and I kept saying, we should be getting something for this, that. You should have spoke up. You should have said, Claude, that was my idea.
Anyways, that was my big input to the Batman ride.
What a great job.
They are built to withstand time. We enjoy, riding them and as much as working on them.
I mentioned it to the people in Switzerland. It says, we have the Cadillac of roller coasters, and they corrected me and said, no, you got the Jaguar of roller coasters.
I rode it the first time. Walter was there, and we rode it together, and we were screaming like crazy, and it was so exhilarating. That was maybe one of the coolest experiences of my life.
We tipped over 3 million in attendance for the first time in the history of Great America. Batman was a game changer for all of us.
And they absolutely nailed it. It was a really cool thing.
It came out at the same time that the movies were coming out, so we got some really strong brand awareness out of that.
It really captured that feeling that was going on, people excited about the movies, and here was a ride right from the movie, really.
When I got off the ride, it's like, oh my God, this is so great. Oh yeah, I'll remember that to the day I die.
Pulling it off, it was a big challenge. It was massive. We closed off all of Hometown Square to stage the big press event that really opened that ride. There was no time to rehearse it. We wrote a script, it was a one-off, and the whole story that we developed for this was that the chemical plant in Gotham City had been destroyed and was exploding, and so the fireworks started in the distance and they worked their way closer to Hometown Square, and then the rooftops all went up in fireworks, and that went on for like 20 minutes. And then we sounded the air raid siren at that point, and the parade tunnel doors opened with smoke billowing out, and we had people in hazmat suits ushering everyone through the parade tunnel, and the only escape from this whole thing was Batman the Ride.
When you're walking through there, it was like it really took you into Gotham. And when you walked through there, you saw the police car that was smashed into the fire hydrant or whatever, and then you walked through the tunnel, and that weird whirring of the fan in the tunnel.
It's kind of a testament to a great ride. A bunch of parks that gotta have that.
I didn't
think of it at the time, but looking back, I'm like, I rode the first B&M invert ever, and I loved it.
That's the first one. That's the original, and so it's always that like that's not a factor, a detail that people forget. So that's pretty cool to have that here. It was awesome.
I mean, that ride was groundbreaking from not just the ride system, but the theming, all of it. It really is one of the most iconic coasters ever made. It really put B&M on the map, put Great America on the map, and I think it was a big game changer for the park. We can have some really cool roller coasters here. And to me, that was the start of all that.
The leap to Batman was so different and such a big leap. It paved the way for people getting more creative and doing bigger and better things. And the fact that you still have B&M out there doing it with you, it's the best case. Best case.
Devastation. Of all the rides to take out that one, it hurt. It really hurt.
You heard right. There was a consideration in a particular year when we were going to take Whizzer out and replace it with another ride.
I knew what the ride that was replacing Wizard looked like and how it was going to place in that space. I'd seen the plans, I'd seen the drawings. For me, no brainer. Like, we needed that thing. Like, that was going to be game changing. It just fit. It literally, I don't know how many people have seen the plans, but it's magical how well it fit into that space. I thought it was the right thing to do.
It was over Labor Day weekend. It was our understanding that the flags were out for it to go. I don't even know if I can put it into words because we were hearing that even just the general public was speaking out that it's like, we gotta save the Wizard.
There are some people who had to put forth a lot of effort to tell us how dissatisfied they were with that decision.
No, like what? Like, you can't do that. Like, that's the foundation of the park.
Oh, they're getting rid of Wizard.
I was sick about it. Oh, that would have been a tragedy, I think.
Don't ever tear that ride down. Please.
You can't do that, right?
It was devastating news for sure.
It was pretty aggressive. I think there was a petition actually that got a good number of signatures.
No, we can't go because you're taking away a piece of the park that is like essential.
What are you thinking? It's like, what am I thinking? I don't know. I'm thinking I'm on your side.
At this point, when we contemplate or bring in a new coaster, anything of significant size, we're making a trade, and it creates difficult decisions. Like, you can't do this. Like, there's got to be a way to save this. When that started to, the awareness of that decision started to get out, it was not very well received.
Somebody got up on the roof of IMAX at one time and had a sign up there, "Save the Wizard."
We had an army. We just didn't have one guy out there flapping his mouth. We had an army saying, no, you can't do that.
There was visions of people out there chaining themselves to the Wizard when we're going to try to take it down. So there was a uproar.
The outcry was so loud, and the pushback was so loud, not just from me, but from the public. And when you get the people on your side, you know, most of the time you win.
What I was happy to hear though was that so many people protested. And I said, well, I hope it'll work, you know. And I guess it reached the proper ears.
And then for them to turn around and say, "Side, we're not doing that. Change of plans. You know, we heard you guys, and we're going to go ahead and put it over where the old Shockwave was." I think that was awesome, and I think that was the right decision.
Jim Wintrow was the president here, and then he made the final decision, talking with B&M, and they came back and basically said, we can make it work.
The fact that it's there, it didn't survive that, and you still have Superman, which is a fantastic ride.
It shows that they realized what they had. Sometimes you just don't realize what you have. And what was great was that they listened and they actually said, you know what, we're not going to get rid of it, we're going to keep it.
I give all the credit to the people. I say, you saved it. I was here along for the ride. I don't take credit for that, even though I fought hard to keep it without the public support for that. it would be gone.
And I can't imagine this park without it. And I know that there's a lot of work that has to go into maintaining it.
And I think it really connects the past to the present and the future. That I hope it's always here, because I think that's what ties all the years together in all 50 years. That was the legend of why the Wizard is still running and thrilling guests and kind of a lot of folks' first roller coaster, and I think it was a good decision.
Keep her on.
I go back to my favorite, the American Eagle. Ever since my first ride on it in 1981, it's the heartbeat of the park, and that's where I can start my day.
Because I promoted the Eagle, I will always love the Eagle. I don't know if I'd run to it now, but I love the American Eagle.
So my grandfather, he was head of the Eagle Project. So yeah, he was here when the American Eagle was built.
So I watched it being built for about a year and a half. And this is before the internet, so there was a lot of information on what was happening. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger.
When you're coming up to 94, you know when they're coming. And you wait, you just want to come over the hill, get past the trees.
All of a sudden I see the magic, the American Eagle from the expressway. And I said, now I'm home.
That's like the mainstay of Great America.
Well, there's always a saying about a wooden roller coaster is you never stop building it. We spend a very large amount of money getting portions of the track redone.
Well, I've had to carry track up to Helix, and I've had to carry track halfway up to Hill. That's a lot of steel to carry up there, you know, and you usually got 2 or 3 guys to climb up and hold the steel. I got some muscles.
Over the years, people that have worked on a ride have signed it either in Greece, because it's in the motor house, and they can just put their name and say, Brian was here. And
Sometimes the train wouldn't make it quite all the way up to Helix, and a car or two might be hanging, and we'd go up there and push the train, and nobody in the train grabbed you and tried to drag you along.
It's always got the nice white backdrop, especially at night. It's just the way it lights up.
Every year for 4th of July, we would take the big floodlights for the American Eagle, and we would put gels on them and make them red, white, and blue. But in order to do that, we had to get into a rollout, because the helix part of the American Eagle sits out into a retention pond. And as I recall, that rollout had a leak at the bottom, so you were always racing time to get those gels on and get back to shore before the boat was underwater.
I started keeping track from day one. 2,341.
Whoa, that's a lot of rides.
I'll just camp out at the Eagle for 5-6 hours at a time, and that's my ride.
But I walked into work one day and they said, and I had a dress and heels, they said, guess where you're going? What? You're gonna climb the Eagle. Okay? And you know what? The show must go on. You just do what you're told to do. You do it. So I climbed. It's like slats wood, the hill. And they wanted pictures taken with the builder. So climbed up there. It is still my best picture, my most favorite picture. And they said later, they said, well, we were gonna put you in a cherry picker and have you climb out. I'm like, no, no.
There's a lot of rumors. I think I would have been heartbroken. I think that if they had taken out such a classic.
It would have been a big loss of history.
No, I did not know that.
No, never gonna happen. Were they really thinking about doing that?
Fred, the owner of Rocky Mountain, and Alan Schilke, the two of them were the main people from Rocky Mountain that were here that day. And we went out to Eagle, and they were talking about whether it was going to race, whether they were going to take 2 coasters and make it into one super long coaster. And they basically wanted to do what they did at Colossus out in Magic Mountain, taking a double racing roller coaster and basically making it one ride.
My personal initial thought was excitement. Wow. I said, that sounds great. That's what they do. They're fantastic at that. I came to understand, maybe our maintenance director didn't quite share that enthusiasm. So,
it made sense there, but it didn't make sense here. We took them out there, and I started talking to them, and we were underneath the ride, riders were running, and they noticed it too, that this ride isn't in bad shape, this ride's solid. And they were like, why do you want to ruin this nostalgic wooden roller coaster? I don't want to.
Our main instructor, Gary Pullman, very strategically, on his own, as they were heading out to Eagle, walked them through the area that had been vacated when we moved Iron Wolf.
And I said, what could you do here? And Alan's eyes lit up. He started talking right away about a 90-degree drop. They were talking inversions, drops, speed. They were really excited about it.
I understand that there are plans for what the Eagle could be, a treatment of IRMC on the Eagle. Those exist. What we also got from them was a plan for what they could build in that space that Iron Wolf sat on.
Let's say I might have convinced some people to change their minds. When I got the Rocky Mountain guys on my side, that nailed it.
I'm glad they looked at it that way versus just say, hey, here's what we can come in and do for you and please don't touch it.
I think the fact that it's still here is a testament to, people wanting it. I'm proud of the park for committing to that.
But then, when they built Goliath, that was awesome because when you're thinking of wooden roller coaster, you're never thinking about turning upside down. And it did that in addition to dropping you straight down, which that was intense.
Hank, park president at the time, 3 world records. This thing's going to go upside down. This is going to have the steepest drop on a wooden roller coaster. It's going to be the tallest drop on a wooden roller coaster. Great. All of the enthusiasm from Eagle shift right over to this ride. So I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
There is no place to catch your breath on Goliath.
But once again, I did it with my hands up. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was ready to grab real quick, but fortunately we got to the bottom soon enough and I didn't have to.
I'm sure eventually something would have went in there, but I can't think of anything better than Goliath.
He wanted nothing to do with messing with the Eagle, and it turned out spectacular. We saved Little Dipper. How about a responsibility there, right? It was fortuitous. That was our intent, but that became the story. They were intending to run an auction. When that was happening, we thought it made nothing but good sense to go and take a look.
We had gotten the okay from corporate to basically spend up to $600,000, I think it was.
Not knowing who's going to be there, right? Who's going to be bidding on a roller coaster. So when they got there to Little Dipper, and Little Dipper was the next one up for bids.
And I was on the phone with corporate, and Hank was out there doing the bidding.
And if they opened it at $250,000, and Hank's looking around and nobody, and then 200, nothing. 100,000, nothing.
And we got to $35,000. There was one other company out of Michigan, another park out of Michigan that was looking at it too. When it got to $35,000, it was too much for them. And so we got that ride for $35,000. These people that are down there think Hank is like an all-star, a superstar, rock star. They're all jumping on him and hanging around him, and these big guys standing in the middle. I was just laughing. We got this ride for $35,000. People are loving it.
I remember knowing at the end of it that it was going to Six Flags and just the sense of relief.
I just thought it was such a great gesture for us to be able to keep a little bit of that memory alive, because so many people my age, that was the first roller coaster they rode before Great America was even built, who now are grown up, had kids of their own, and were able to take them on the first roller coaster that they rode when they were kids.
Our team here, amazing maintenance team, rebuilt that. Really did a fantastic job recapturing so many elements and the lights and the colors, the original sign, the cars, all of it. Just really brought it back to life. The people were overwhelmed. The media just jumped on it like we had just put in a $25 million roller coaster.
They were very meticulous about taking it down. What went where, how it went together, how they wanted to take it down, how they wanted to load it.
that was impressive.
And they would come over and tell me how much it meant to them and how proud they were that it was here. So knowing that they would take good care of it, and they really did. To them, it wasn't just, we have another coaster. They really tried to preserve the history of it, to celebrate the history of it. They wanted to share that.
I was amazed at the picture that they had by the Little Dipper. My dad is in that picture. And I'm like, that's Dad right there. So it's wonderful to me that they appreciate its history and they appreciate where it came from, and they want to carry on the legacy of that ride, not only its history, but take it forward.
To see that, you know, the first 70 years that it was at Kittyland, to see the next 70 or more at Great America, you know, is a tribute, you know. You don't realize when you run on a day-to-day basis what an impact you really have, because you're so involved in trying to provide memories for people and doing a good job to provide them. It's not about you, it's about them. To hear back that you made such an impact was heartwarming.
I remember learning from John what we would be getting in 2025 and starting the process of basically creating the story of it from the ground up.
This is a giant dive coaster. That element of taking them up to this dive, it's going to break some records for dives, the most diversions and the steepest.
And so like I remember in the early stages, Lisa, John and I sitting in the conference room around the table throwing names around, and John came to the table and suggested Rakshasa.
Lisa, Rakshasa. Like, give it another chance, give it another try. Rachel.
Say that again.
Rakshasa. Okay, give it another chance.
But he was really like adamant about it, passionate about it.
And it's a fun word, and it's a strong word, and it's a Hindu demon. And we're like, okay, I don't need Hindus coming after me. We don't need him at the front gate, like, you can't do that. So we vetted it, and I asked our park manager, I said, Hardeep, do you know any Hindus? He said, yes, my whole family. I said, okay, all right, got it. So we vetted this. We made sure, 100% sure.
That footprint of that ride is something else. When you're out on the midway, there's track everywhere, it goes up, down, it's everywhere, and it's really a testament to their team who was able to design an incredible world-class ride in such a tiny space.
So proud of how unique the name, the concept, storyline of Rakshasa, and what that Hindu demon is. It can be a protector, so it is protected from the demon across the midway, and like, fantastic, the preservation of history and folding it into the lore of the park.
I like the way that they were able to twist it into fitting into County Fair as an expo hall at the fair. You come to see this mysterious statue and this artifacts and stuff like that.
And the ride is zipping past you, and you can hear it and you can feel it in your chest as you're walking next to this ride that is coming with such force. So proud of how unique the name, the concept, where it sits in the park, the colors, just, you couldn't be more proud of it. There's definitely a sense of responsibility to preserve what the park was meant to be. And you draw upon the origins of the park.
But we have a really good crew who can like really breathe that life back into some things that we've lost.
To me, it means a lot that there are people working here now that really care about the history of the park.
There's no better coaster theme song than the Demon. So this copy of the song that was playing out at the ride was just dismal. It was terrible. And then one day I was tracing a wire from one building to another in the park, and I opened up this door in a room I hadn't been in. I'm like, what in the world? Shelves full of reel-to-reel tapes, and one of them was the production master for the Demon Q line. I remastered it, I remixed the whole thing, I had all the sound effects and stuff, all of it was separated, so I was able to lay it all together real nice. To be able to do that for that song, such an iconic track, and that's cool. I love that.
It's those little details that really make the experience so much better.
Someone reached out and was like, hey, can we put the music back on? Batman, we used to have sound effects. What are the odds of us fixing that? And that was the catalyst for it. It went from the music, well, what about lights, the smoke and stuff? And so I was like, yeah, I wanted to fix this for a long time. And so now we had an official request to do it. And I was more than happy to make that happen. We totally overhauled the whole thing. I mean, the 30-year-old speakers, we placed over 100 speakers in the ride. And I think that being able to do that for people is pretty cool.
To keep that going, to even further restore it to what it was like back in the day, to that level. But I love that they brought back the music in the different lands, the original music. So one of my beats here for a while was me walking around and you hear top 40 music in the Yukon territory. No, I should be hearing that's what I want to hear. I want to hear banjos, I want to hear this. And now that stuff's back. I'm like, all right, I feel like I'm in the different themed lands now.
Knowing that they're embracing the new technologies and they're bringing that in, but still holding on to the Wizard, the turn of the century / Demon, the American Eagle, a lot of the flat rides. There's something to be said, it's being done right.
Because let's be honest, this stuff takes a lot of work to keep running. It just does.
And you can mix the new with the old, and then when you put the portfolio put in front of the guest, is a great transition from what was there, still maintained, still running and enjoyed by everybody, while still introducing new technology and new thrills.
But when you see the reaction from the guests, you see people's faces as they're getting off something. Those are the things that people remember, I think, long term.
And just seeing how much this park has changed throughout all these years, but yet there's still some things that are the same and still show its origin. I just hope they never get rid of that.
From the time the place was built to everything we've done through these now 50 years, it's a spectacular park.
It's a remarkable achievement to keep yourself relevant for 50 years, right? You have to keep reinventing yourself to stay fresh with the younger people that are coming. You can't feel like 1976 every time you walk in here.
I'm inspired to see that we have classic rides that have been here since the park opened.
I think as long as you're pulling on some of the old and still introducing the new.
I think that the sense of culture that Marriott established has carried on.
I think that's what makes it special, and I think that's why there is a legacy here.
The legacy of Great America, B&M got their start here. Their first ride, Iron Wolf, I mean, think about all the coasters that they built. If we had given them a shot, maybe they would be the coaster powerhouse that they are because of Great America.
I hope things don't change too much, and I hope that people still enjoy it as much as we did in the past. I can't believe it's been 50 years. It doesn't even make sense.
It's them, and it's part of generations in that area, part of generations in this country, and will be for generations to come because that's what we've done. It's what it's all about. Memories.
Only here at Great America will I spend my Friday afternoons running the Eagle endlessly.
Where else can you have discussions like, what did you do today, honey? Well, I got in an argument for 8 hours about what a roller coaster should be called.
I hope the story being told of Great America for the next 50 years is a place where if you can go and escape, whatever it is you must escape, and a legend that continues to grow.
There's so much history to it, and when it began, and where it's gone, and where it will go.
Having a Great America for me, it'll give me a path to reach my American dream. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I always feel a sense of pride when I walk in here. I basically love the whole park.
And its 100th anniversary, I know it'll still be here. And I think the fact that the park continues to push boundaries on the type of attractions that they have
it's really our guests that help drive this innovation because they keep coming back and asking us, they're challenging us to do the one next best thing, right?
We've been on the cutting edge of a lot of things. We've always tried to be first in a lot of things.
Do we get it all right? No, but we do a lot of things right. I'm just trying to do my best to keep that legacy going and hand it off to others, and 50 years from now that they'll be saying the same thing.
Having to continue on that legacy and to make sure that it continues to stay a great one for many years, it definitely is a big weight on my shoulders.
Because all I want to do is follow in their footsteps, even though they're big shoes to fill.
And I want to make sure that I do them justice for all of the work that they put in for the next 50 years, so that when I pass it off for the next generation, it's there for my grandchildren, my grandchildren's grandchildren.
We were all a family, like you just love each other and you care for each other and you want the best for each other and you can't wait to see them every day.
Like, we really are a close team and a special team here.
It always amazes me that, you know, if somebody needs something, we're always there to get it done as a family.
In 50 years from now, that I can potentially come here as a grandpa and have those experiences, it's something incredible.
You know, a lot of people all over the world know what Great America is in Gurnee, Illinois.
I think that Six Flags Great America in Gurnee, Illinois is one of the top theme parks in this country, if not the world. And I want that legacy to continue. And I see no reason that that legacy would not continue for the next 50 years. It's a great place and continued appreciation for the history of the park. And it's going to continue to be all those things.
I feel it now, having this conversation and talking about these memories and talking about these experiences. And while I had to pause and think about only here and thinking about the uniqueness and what is it, it's all different. It's all unique. It doesn't matter if you build it 100 feet taller. Good, have fun. It's not Demon. It's not American Eagle. That's unique. That's only here. That's what you're getting here. And anything we're gonna do, we're just gonna try and keep that going. Or maybe make it a little bit better. Every day we open those gates. Every day we bring those guests in. This is what we're trying to do at Great America.
Thank you. Thank you very much.